There are thousands of open worlds in gaming, cities you can explore, mountains you can climb, dungeons you can explore, stories to finish, and eventually once you finish everything that the world has to offer, you eventually leave it all behind. But there is one city that I just can't get enough of, even after 6 years. Even after finishing the main quest, side quests, and exploring the entire city, I still can't move on from it. And of course, I'm talking about Night City. I'm sure everyone is aware of the fact that Cyberpunk 2077 did not have a good launch. It was filled with bugs and glitches. In short, the game was unplayable. But even with all these issues, one thing that stood out to me in the gameplay videos was the city. And when I finally played the game myself, I was blown away by how immersive and beautiful Night City was. It's a place I never truly left, even after the credits roll, even after uninstalling the game. A part of me is still walking those neon streets, still hearing the distant hum of traffic above mega buildings, still watching the rain soak the streets of the city as I'm driving and letting the beauty of the city sink inside me. I'm still watching the sandstorm from the Badlands cover the skies of the city. The first time you see Night City, it feels unreal. Huge mega buildings stretch into the sky, the small suburbs where sun's golden rays provide a sort of relief and peace in your heart. The outskirts of the city where people live in trailers shows an entirely different life, where people live in groups and communities. At night, the city that you knew at daytime transforms into an entire different city. Soaked streets and puddles reflect the neon lights. Corporate advertisements flicker across buildings taller than the dreams of the people trying to survive down in the streets. Music leaks from bars and clubs, and suddenly the city feels less like a location and more like a mood. You walk past late night diners, street vendors cooking noodles under holographic signs, people arguing, laughing, smoking outside clubs, cars driving by, cops chasing some criminals, rich corpos driving in their sky cars. None of it is scripted, and for a moment you forget that you are inside a video game. The duality of Night City is, even after all this visual beauty from the outside, it is a crime-ridden city where danger lies anywhere you go. Every district belongs to someone. The Tiger Claws control the neon-lit streets of Japantown. The Valentinos dominate Hayward. The Maelstrom lurk in industrial ruins, more machine than human. The NCPD can't even control the crime because they are extremely understaffed. The hospitals ask you to put the dead bodies in the freezer because they are understaffed as well. Witnessing a cyber psycho getting their brains blown to bits by MaxStack is almost an everyday thing. Night City is beautiful the same way a thunderstorm is beautiful, because beneath the neon glow, the city is extremely dangerous. What makes Night City different from most game worlds is the people. NPCs don't just wander aimlessly like most of the games. They sit in diners, they eat, they drink, they talk on phones, they move like humans, they walk home from work. And even though Cyberpunk doesn't have Red Dead type of attention to detail where every NPC has their own life, but even then, when you sometimes follow someone from the street, they actually do go somewhere. While not every building is accessible, but enough of them are. Clubs, markets, shady back rooms, tiny apartments, caves out in the Badlands, just to name a few. And every time a door opens, you feel like you are discovering another hidden part of the city. Just like any other game, Night City has a day and night cycle as well, where daytime Night City feels completely different. In the morning, the city feels almost normal, the beautiful rays of sun reflecting off the glass towers, workers commuting, food stands opening, the streets feel slower, and for a brief moment the city doesn't feel dangerous. By noon, the crowds are heavier, the noise and traffic is constant, the sun is so bright that every corner is lit up, every street starts feeling busier, every corner feels alive with something happening. Then evening begins to settle in. The sunlight fades into a warm golden glow and the city starts to slow, just slightly. Lights begin to turn on, conversations shift, the NPC and traffic movements change as well. This is the time the real beauty of Night City starts to show. And by midnight, The transformation is complete. Neon lights take over everything. The skyline burns brighter than the sun with color, and when it rains, the lights reflect across rain-soaked streets. This is also the time when Night City starts feeling unpredictable and dangerous, quieter in some places and louder in others. Every alley feels like it's hiding something. And the funny thing is, nighttime is when the city starts to feel the most alive. It's the same city, same streets and buildings, but at different hours. It becomes something entirely different, not just visually, but emotionally as well. And when you leave the night city, just for a moment, you drive past the last flickering signs and the final stretch of crowded streets. Suddenly, it's quiet. The entire vibe just changes. It feels a lot more slow-paced. There's gas stations with motels where you can sit and chill, but at the same time, it's a go-to place to do some shady businesses. And the deeper you go into the Badlands, it feels emptier than before and endless. No towering buildings, no neon lights, just small towns and camps where people and nomads live a slow-paced life. And at first, it feels like freedom, space to breathe and relax. But the longer you stay out here, the more that feeling changes, because Badlands is not peaceful, it's lonely. The city may be dangerous, but at least it's alive. Out here, everything feels abandoned. But even out here, you are never really free from Night City. You can still see it on the horizon, the glowing towers in the distance. The beautiful neon lit holograms makes the city feel even more alive, even more iconic, and even more impossible to leave behind. After spending enough time, Night City stops feeling like a game environment. The beauty and danger it shows, the stories it tells, the characters you meet, your own story, where you are trying as hard as you can to survive the city. Your apartments, the clubs, the Badlands, Mysteries Esoterica, the afterlife, it starts feeling like a place you know. You recognize street corners, favorite diners, alleyways. You know which districts are controlled by whom and are they safe or not. And all this familiarity creates something rare in gaming, a sense of belonging. The whole city feels like home, and at this point, you know this city better than your own city. Cyberpunk tells many stories about corporations, rebels, mercs, broken people trying to survive, but the real main character is Night City itself, because every story that happens here is shaped by it. The wealth, the corruption, the poverty, the crimes, the technology, and the desperation. It's all created by city itself. Eventually, you finish all the missions, the jobs run out, calls stop coming in, the map clears, there's nothing left to do. But Night City doesn't feel finished because it was never just about objectives. It was about the streets you kept returning to, the routes you memorized, the one diner you always passed at night, the long roads where you drove your cars while taking in the sights. You don't just remember Night City for what you did in it. You also remember it for how it felt to exist inside it. And leaving Night City doesn't feel like finishing a game. It feels like leaving a real place, a place that's still moving, still changing, still alive without you. And the sad part is somewhere in those streets, under the neon lights, between the noise and the silence, it feels like something else is happening as well. Another story, another life you're not a part of. And that's when you realize that in the eyes of the city, you're a nobody. And that just like you, there are thousands of different stories going on in the city. And that no matter how hard you try to survive, the city will eat you whole. And even with all that beauty, there is no space here for happiness. And that's why they say no happy endings in Night City. And if you think about all of this, you will understand that you can't leave Night City because Night City leaves something in you.